감사합니다. I am really sorry. I will have to do my presentation in English. My Korean is really bad. So the idea today is to discuss with you about what Dassault Systèmes is doing for startups and what are all the offers we can provide. I have a couple of slides today which are just about what Dassault Systèmes is, because I know some of you are not really familiar with what we are doing. So Dassault Systèmes is actually it's a startup that started 45 years ago, which is a spin-off of Dassault Aviation. So Dassault Aviation is building planes. So in 1981, we decided that it was big science fiction back in the days to say that in the future, all your 3D modeling will be done on a computer. You no longer have to use pen or paper, and you can go back directly to a computer. So we switched over in '89 to what's called DMU, Digital Mockup. So not only doing pieces for a plane, but building the whole plane. So our first customer here was Boeing with the Boeing 777. It's the first plane in the world which has been designed in 3D. After we entered our third generation, what we call PLM, which is Product Lifecycle Management. So instead of just doing the plane, we will also do the factory and all the processes, all the workflow for creating the plane. Here we are building cars, and our first customer here was Toyota. And just a little before, in 2012, we switched to what is called now the 3D Experience Platform. So all our offers are now on the cloud, and we don't only focus now on product, but also on experiences. And instead of building just physical products, we also try to replicate virtual worlds. So one of our first customers here was the city of Singapore, where we have been creating a virtual model of Singapore called Virtual Singapore, easily, where we could replicate a lot of what is happening in the city, having sensors on the streets and gathering all the data to make better decisions for the government. And in 2020, we were switching to the human side and saying that how could we cure and heal the body as easily as what we are doing with cars and planes. Remember, in '81, it was science fiction to say we will do this in 3D in the future. It's a little bit science fiction when you explain it to the people today, but with our products, we are able to build virtual twins of a human heart, to replicate blood flow simulation of the heart, all the electric currents. We are also working on the brain, on the liver. The main key here is when we did acquire a company called Medidata, who is working on clinical trials. And if you got a COVID vaccine, 60% of the clinical trials for all COVID vaccine have been done through our platform. And we are shaking this a little bit up in what we call the future. Our vision for 2040 is saying we will have a virtual twin experience for a sustainable world. So not only working with the industry, but also trying to shake things up to be sure that if we build some product, it has a purpose in the real world. My next slide is just a summary of how big we are today. So we started as a startup, but today Dassault Systèmes, it's around 200 offices around the world, 24,000 people. We have 350,000 customers. So we are no longer a startup, but we didn't forget where we come from, and we have several offers for startups, and which we will discuss later. I have just a video that summarizes what I said.
The question is simple. What does Dassault Systèmes do? Dassault Systèmes is conceiving state-of-the-art software solutions for 3D modeling, simulation, information intelligence, and collaboration on an interconnected, secure online ecosystem called the 3D Experience Platform. An ecosystem that allows people to collaborate, to create and visualize virtual twin experiences that gives people the ability to rapidly explore unlimited potential scenarios, predict future behavior based on real data, imagine sustainable solutions, and perfect them. Without risk, without waste. An ecosystem that helps academics to learn and teach new skills, enables innovators and startups to realize their dreams, helps manufacturers make their operations efficient and sustainable, supports medical professionals to develop a patient-centric approach for healthier lives and to enable precision medicine at scale, and allows public servants to provide better services to citizens and governments to make cities better places to live.
We know systems are everywhere, and systems are complex.
But thanks to virtual worlds and the 3D Experience platform, we transform complexity into clarity, helping millions of people turn innovation into durable human progress.
It's what Dassault Systems is. It's what we do.
So Dassault Systèmes is sometimes we are considered as an invisible company because we don't build cars, we don't build planes ourselves, but we help our customers do this. And if we should have to take just one summary of the video, is we build virtual worlds, but with a purpose, and the purpose is to improve the real world. So you're asking me, how as a startup can I benefit from this? So let's just go to this slide, which is the brands of Dassault Systèmes and the industry we serve. So sometimes you don't know Dassault Systèmes, but you know some of our products. We have a product which is very used in schools and in universities in Korea, which is SolidWorks. We are also using some other modeling software like Katia, or simulation software like Simulia, or even sub-brands for fluid simulation called Abacus. Maybe you heard about this. And we are working with a lot of industries. Transportation is where we come from. If you took a train this morning or a taxi or you can buy plane, chances are that 90% of those brands are our customers. And as a startup, we have offers that can give you access to the same tools as those key players are using. The first two offers are commercial offers, so I will go quickly. I'm not here to sell you anything. And the last one is about a selective program that we run at the 3D Experience Lab, which we will discuss. So the first offer we are having, and I will be very quick, I promise, on this one, it's SolidWorks. If a startup just needs SolidWorks, we have an offer for early stage startups. The first year is free. The second year, you get 70% discount. The third year, you get 50% discount. No questions asked. You just, as a startup, you just apply to the program if you need SolidWorks, and you will get those offers. If you need more, remember I showed a lot of our tools. We have other offers for all our products on the cloud. There's a flat fee per user per year. And the first year, you can get 90% of all the roles on the cloud you need. Second year, it's 70% off. Third year, it's 50% discount. So those are commercial offers. As I said, you just ask for them to a sales representative, and you will get it. The last offer, which is a 3D Experience Lab, is different because it's an offer where we are selective. We select the startups who apply, and we will benefit from this program. To do this, we have several labs all around the world and a network of partners. We started in France. Dassault Systèmes is a French company. You could maybe tell by my accent. We have a lab in Boston. We have one in Munich in Germany. We have one in Brazil, a big one in India, and we are opening one next month in Shanghai. So those labs are where we have people on our team who are physically there to help startups. Our products are on the cloud, but sometimes being in the same geo can make things easier. And we rely also to a network of partners. If you can see on the map, for instance, we have no lab in South Africa, but we are working with a partner called Ocean Hub Africa. And this partner has access to all the Dassault Systèmes software, and they can rent this software, actually gave for free to startups who need the licenses. The program is a bit shorter with our partners. They can get the licenses for 6 months, 1 year. As said, it's really selective. Why? It's because we want to work together with the startup. We don't just give the licenses, we also work with the startup. So together with startups who have a disruptive idea and want to have a strong impact on the world. So that's the motto of the lab. If we look at the world with a fresh eyes. Remember the first slide I did show about what Dassault Systèmes, where we come from, what is the history of our company since last year. The last part, our objective for 2040 is to shake a little bit the industry, not only do product to build, but also bring product and solutions to those startups to produce in a more sustainable way. Our products allow this, but we are also helping startups who have a great vision. To do this, we look at the Sustainable Development Goals as defined by the new United Nations. There are 70 of them. Human health, well-being, clean energy, climate actions are topics addressed by the United Nations. And we are looking for our program for disruptive innovation, as I said, have a strong impact on the world. A positive impact, actually. So if it's selective, meaning that we have some criteria. It needs to be an early stage startup, and the rest of the topic we talked about it, a disruptive idea, mostly in deep tech or in life science with a positive impact on the world. What is included in this offer is all the Dassault Systèmes software the startup needs. We bring also mentoring to the startup, meaning that we don't only give the licenses, we also do monthly calls with the startup to understand what their challenges are, help them how to use our product, coach them. If the startup is near one of our physical locations, they get access to a fab lab also if they need for prototyping. We can make introduction with our network from industry, meaning some of our customers if the startup needs, or even venture capitalists. If a startup wants to raise money, we can make introductions. And we have a dedicated team working on communication and marketing, so we can help startups get video interviews with journalists. If a startup wants to enter the US market, we can invite them on our booth at CES, for instance, and so on. I think I have just a video, a testimony from one of our startups we are helping, which is called Lumen. And Lumen is a startup working with blind people and replacing the white cane, having a headset with a LiDAR integrated.
I was born blind. Going to a new place without assistance is hard. Technology has helped, but not much. So what I use the most is the white cane. Until now.
So you will be able to see also the path to avoid obstacles.
Until now.
We are so proud to be part of Dassault Systèmes 3D Experience Lab, and we're so thankful for this relation. We have amazing support and amazing software which we use. And I'm here together with Elena, our lead, to discuss a bit about our relationship with Dassault Systèmes, specifically with the 3D Experience Lab.
To be honest, I had a chance to work in 3D Experience for a bit of time. I was very surprised with the new approach that they had over things, how they thought about user experience, the UX design. was completely changed from Katia, for example, one of their biggest products. I was definitely excited to start to work with them. But the thing that amazed me the most, I would say, it's actually the support that they have offered. We still have monthly meetings where we discuss about our progress, our challenges that we face regarding their software or not. They also offered to help us with some of the stuff that I never thought that they would be capable of offering, like prototyping, for example.
We do also monthly call on marketing, and even more than that, we have a tremendous support on that. So it's not just about the technical and the engineering part, also about helping us grow as a company, help us grow as a startup. Thank you so much, Dassault Systems, for the support which you have been giving us. Thank you for being part of our journey of empowering the blind to live a better life. And I know we can build amazing things together.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be part of the program.
Thank you, Elena. So the startup mentioned that they get mentorship. You saw a Zoom call with one of our team members. So because that's happening because at Dassault Systèmes, every employee can dedicate 10% of its time on a voluntary basis, of course, to help startups. So today, I said we are 25,000 employees. 2,000 of them agreed to help startups and have access to all the projects that need help. We also have some prototyping facilities I mentioned. So this is a picture of our Fab Lab in France. We have a 3D printing machine, so classic machines, but also resin powder solidified by laser machine, CNC wood cutting machines, 5-axis aluminum milling machines, and so on. So if a startup needs to work on some prototype, they can come to our office, spend a week at the office if needed. We have space to accommodate them, and they can work on some prototypes. And we mentioned that we are also helping with communication and marketing. This is an initiative we did 2 years ago at Seoul with the DDP, showcasing what our customers are doing for a sustainable city and what our startups are also doing. And fun fact, actually, the DDP, I don't know if you know about it, the architectural cabinet who did the DDP has been using Katia to build this museum. So what is included in our offer? So when a startup is selected, as I said, we are selective. Today, we only accept 10 to 12 startups per year in our program. But we also rely on partners who can help more on their side. That's also why it's important for us to have more partners who can help. But when a startup is selected, they go through a pitch session. If they have selected, they get for 2 years all the Dassault Systèmes software they need for free. And 2 years, it's really for free. We take no IP and no equity in the startup. After 2 years, if the startup is ready to go to the market, they can pay for the licenses, or they can ask to extend for 3 more years in our program, because sometimes when you're working on deep tech, it takes a lot of time. So you can stay 3 more years. Here, Dassault Systèmes will be paid based on the revenue of the startup, and we take some royalties of 3% only. If the startup is not commercializing yet, 3% of 0 is 0. So a startup in deep tech could stay 5 years for free in the lab program. So the question you will ask me is, why are we doing this? It's not only because we are nice people, it's also because we believe that at the end, the startup will maybe become a customer, of course, but it's also helping our marketing team. All those startups have amazing stories, and we have 80 of them today in our portfolio, and those are great stories we can show, share, and as a video you saw earlier, those startups are very happy using Dassault Systèmes software and are really happy to talk about it. And my last video is about all the projects we have been helping so far. And that was all. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much for your presentation. And
I've been told we have 5 minutes for questions.
Yes, right. 네, 그럼 지금부터 질의응답 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 질문이 있으신 분께서는 손을 들어주시면 저희가 마이크를 전달해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 편하게 질문하셔도 괜찮습니다. 많이 좀 긴장되실 수 있지만요. 저희가 또 이런 기회가 흔치 않으니까 질문이 있으신 분께서는 손을 들어주시면 저희가 마이크 전달해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 앞쪽 분께 마이크 전달해 드리겠습니다. 잠시만요. 저희가 소리 조금만 더 높여 드릴게요.
Hi,
네.
this is Eugene. Thanks for your presentation. I'm in the healthcare field. I was at least in the healthcare field. So I was wondering if Dassault working on something. I saw robotics, humanoid robotics, but any other area in healthcare that you're looking into, or maybe if not healthcare, any other area that the new business area that you're looking into?
Actually, we look in several markets. In healthcare, you saw a couple of projects, but the idea is not to help startups who can help Dassault Systèmes on our product. It's really based on the needs of the startup. So any startup who need Dassault Systèmes software and has, as we said, an innovative project with a strong social impact, they can apply to the program. And in healthcare, for instance, we have a project that's working on aneurysm to train surgeons. We have, you saw maybe at the end, a startup called Hopper in France that's treating carbon waste from the aviation to create cheap blades for people who are amputees. We have a startup working on breast reconstruction after cancer. So not silicone pouches, but some kind of skeleton mesh where the fat and the muscle can grow back on top of it, for instance. So all those startups need modeling, simulation, and that's what we can provide.
Thank you for your answer. Would you like to ask a question? Thank you. 네, 마이크 뒤편에 계신 여성분께 전달 좀 부탁드리겠습니다. 네.
Hi, I'm Alice, also French, living in Japan. Very appreciative with your program and everything you're providing. I was just wondering, do you have a policy of researching startups and new ideas that are the most disruptive ever, or are you only based on application? What I mean is that your program
we are actively looking also for startups. That's also why I'm here. I had 14 meetings yesterday with startups in the one-on-one meeting room. I have 6 new meetings this afternoon, and those are all startups we have proactively reached out to.
Okay, thank you.
And we received the list of all the startups who are going to be here. We tried to contact the one we believed have a strong product. We maybe missed some of them, but we did the same thing in France at Vivatech, for instance. We had 40 meetings at Vivatech, so we also reaching out to startups we believe could be a good fit, and also, of course, startups apply directly sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your answer. By the way, due to time constraint, we will bring this session to a close here. Thank you so much once again.
감사합니다.